Welcome back to this Excel sheet, and now I am at the vehicle input sheet. The only one parameter that I have not discussed is this one, the vehicle coast down test. Under the vehicle coast down test, I have an initial speed which I took it 40 kmph. What is this 40 kmph? When we accelerate the vehicle to the speed, that speed is the 40 kmph. After that, I am just trying to slow down my vehicle. So this we have to supply as an input, and if we are done with this input, come to this sheet which is fun with the coast down. And here if you see, there is only one input. Of course it is not an input. This I am just referencing to the this value here. So if you put this value, then you will get time to stop and distance to stop, and you can compare this value with the tested value and negotiate with the car manufacturer. But now let's go one by one to understand this entire Excel sheet. So for your convenience, I have pasted all the formula here. So as you can see, I have written time as a function of vehicle velocity here, and the next I have written vehicle velocity as a function of time, and then I also wrote the distance as a function of time, and all the constant we can refer here. So now come to here in this row where I just converted the kmph to meter per second, and then here to here I am calculating all the constant. The first constant I am calculating A using this formula. The next I am calculating B1 constant using this formula. The next I am calculating the constant D, which is nothing but root over A into B1, which I am calculating here. The next I am calculating another constant, which is P, which is root over A by B1. And the next I am calculating the constant C, which is equal to tan inverse V0 into root over A by B1, or I can replace this root over A by B1 to P, and that's what I have done here. So finally we are done with the calculation of all the constant. Then we can find time to stop using this formula, what is C by D, and then distance to stop using this formula, 1 by A into ln 1 by cos C, and if we use this formula we will get this value. Now I want to draw the graph. Let's say vehicle, now the speed is 40 kmph, now next went to 39 kmph, 38 kmph, and then 0. Then what is the time it took for, let's say, going from 40 kmph to 39 kmph, 39 kmph, 30 kmph? That's what I am doing here. So come to here in this column. So first column I have speed in kmph, which start from 40 kmph and go all the way to the 0. This is a manual input. I have just decreased it by the step of 1. The next I am just converting kmph to meter per second, which is again having formula. The next I am calculating the time. So I use this formula as a function of speed of the vehicle. When I know the speed of the vehicle, I can use this formula to calculate the time. Of course, at the beginning the time is going to be the 0 second, and the distance, when I know the time, I can use this formula to calculate the distance. And then next I just dragged it. So here also you see I got the distance, which is 357.7699, which is equal to this, and then the time I got it 67.96, which is equal to this. So this time and distance we got as per the vehicle parameter given by the car manufacturer, and I can compare this value with the tested value, and we can negotiate whether there is a problem in the motor or there is a problem in the vehicle. The next thing only remain is the graph. So here, just for visual purpose, I drew the graph between speed versus time and the distance versus time. So finally we are done with all the discussion. We went through the derivation of the formula, we kind of played with the vehicle dynamics, then we understood the concept of vehicle acceleration, then we had a very extensive discussion on a drive cycle, and then we end up with the coast down test. And I completely understand we did all this manually, and it's going to be so stressful or a time consuming when we do it for different parameter, and hence for that reason I have automized this Excel sheet. So in the next discussion I'm going to discuss automation of this sheet, how to use it.